What is the spiritual dream meaning of bread? So let me ask you this. What kind of woman starves herself to death deliberately, consciously, and then has the audacity to call it love? Well, her name was Simone Weil. She was a genius, but not the kind that performs for applause, the kind that suffers, the kind that chooses the path of affliction. I mean, look at this. Born in Paris, 1909, to a wealthy, intellectual family. By 22, she's at the absolute top of her class at France's most elite university. And what does she do? She walks away from it all, goes to work in factories, not to study the workers, but to be one of them. And by 1943, she's dead, just 34 years old. Now, the official cause of death, yeah, it was tuberculosis and heart failure. But the real cause? That was a choice. You see, she had access to more food, but she refused to eat more than the tiny rations her people were getting back in Nazi-occupied France. She called it solidarity. She called it an act of love. So here's what you need to understand. For Simone Weil, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, bread wasn't just some side note in her philosophy. It was the entire thesis. She believed physical hunger was a direct mirror for spiritual hunger, and that bread was literally something worth dying for.
So when bread starts showing up in your dreams, you do not get to dismiss it, because your dream isn't about carbohydrates, okay? It is an urgent message from a part of you that has been ignored for far too long.
Think of a reoccurring dream symbol like this. It's a giant red flag. It's a distress signal firing from your own mind about some deep, unmet need. It's an emotional truth that your conscious waking self is just too busy, or let's be honest, too defended to face head on. So why bread? I mean, of all the things your mind could show you, why bread? Because it's probably the oldest and most powerful symbol we have. It predates writing. It's sacred in Christianity, in Judaism, and Islam. Your subconscious isn't just picking something random here. It's tapping into 10,000 years of collective meaning that screams, bread equals life. It equals connection. It equals the absolute fundamental need to be sustained. So let's just get to it. These aren't gentle, philosophical questions. No, these are life and death questions. And your dream is forcing you to answer them. Your dream is asking you point blank, are you truly nourished? I'm talking emotionally, spiritually, in your relationships. Or are you just getting by? Are you surviving on scraps? It's asking, are you pouring every last drop of yourself into other people while you quietly starve in the corner? It's asking a tougher one. What part of your soul, what deep, essential need has been ignored for so long that it has no choice but to start screaming at you in your sleep? And here's maybe the hardest one of all. It's asking, do you actually believe deep down that you deserve to be fully sustained, to be truly fed? Or do you just think you deserve enough to keep going for one more day? And this brings us to the hard truth, a truth about why these dreams are so incredibly common, especially for women. We're talking about the truth of female depletion. The difficult truth is, most women are. They're quietly starving, right there in plain sight. And it's not because they don't have resources, it's because they have been taught by culture, by family, by a world that actually profits from it, that their hunger is fundamentally less important than everybody else's. And this is the whole point. Your dream about bread, it is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound sign of strength. It is your psyche, your deepest self, standing up and refusing to accept that lie for one more second. Your dream is a rebellion. It's an act of psychological resistance. So the only question left is, will you listen?
Part 2. Listen up. Every single dream you have about bread, it's not random. It's a specific, urgent message. It has a shape, a feeling, a purpose. And trust me, one of these is for you. So you need to pay close attention.
All right, let's get right into it. First up, your hunger. This is all about your most fundamental, deep-down relationship with being nourished. I'm talking about how you receive it, how you create it. Are you really being fed?
So look, it's not that you're eating in your dream, it's how you're eating. That's the whole key. If you're eating with real pleasure, well, that means you're finally letting yourself receive nourishment. But if you're eating frantically, with guilt, like someone's about to snatch it away, your psyche is showing you a deep, damaging belief that your own hunger is a burden. And let me be clear, that belief is costing you your life.
Dreaming of baking? That's your soul telling you, no, screaming at you, that you have something vital, something life-giving inside of you that needs to come out. But here's the warning, and it's a big one. Waiting for perfection? Waiting until you feel ready? That is just self-sabotage in a pretty disguise. The world needs your gifts now, not when they're flawless.
And if you dream of someone giving you bread, that is grace right there being handed to you. Help is on the table. Your only job? Find the courage to actually take it. I mean it. Stop deflecting, stop making excuses, stop telling yourself you're not worthy. Just take it.
Okay, so now we move from your inner world out to your table. This is all about connection, about how you share with other people. And these dreams, well, they tell the absolute, unvarnished truth about your relationships.
So what if you're the one giving the bread away in the dream? That's an alarm bell, a loud one. Look, your generosity is a beautiful thing, but where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of fullness, or are you literally starving yourself to feed others? You have to answer that, honestly. Are you a nurturer, or are you a martyr? There's a huge difference. When you dream about breaking bread with people, think of it like a spiritual X-ray of your relationships. It cuts right through the crap. If it feels sacred, warm, that's your soul craving genuine intimacy. But if it feels tense, hollow, forced, your dream is putting a spotlight on the relationships in your life that are nothing more than a performance.
Let's be really clear about this one. This is not a metaphor. Dreaming of someone withholding bread from you is a direct indictment. It's your gut, your deepest knowing, telling you to stop waiting for someone or something to change. A person, a job, a whole system, it's starving you by design. It's time to get up and save your own damn life.
All right, now for the warnings. These next dreams are designed to be uncomfortable. They're supposed to be. They're the fire alarms that your psyche is pulling, and you absolutely cannot afford to hit snooze on them anymore.
Dreaming of stale or moldy bread, it's just showing you what you already know deep down, isn't it? That relationship, that belief system, that job, it used to feed you, but now it's toxic. It is actively making you sick. And holding on to something that's expired won't magically make it fresh again. You have to let it go.
And what about burning bread? This is a perfect portrait of your own burnout. The temperature is too high, not in the oven, but in you. You're running at an intensity that's completely unsustainable. And those punishing demands you put on yourself, they're scorching everything you touch. It's time to turn down the heat before there's nothing left but ash.
If you're dreaming of running out of bread, of not having enough, you are living inside a wound called scarcity. This belief that there isn't and will never be enough love, enough money, enough time, it's not a personality trait, it is a wound. And it's governing your entire life, shaping every single decision you make. You have to dismantle it if you ever want to feel whole.
So, we've gone through the warnings. Now let's get to the core of this. Let's talk about your truth. Beyond the hunger, beyond the alarms, what are these dreams telling you about the fundamental state of your spirit? What is actually real?
When you dream of abundant bread, I mean piles of it, overflowing, that means a breakthrough is right here, knocking on your door. But, and this is a big but, you can't receive it if you're still running those old subconscious programs of unworthiness. You have to literally rewire your brain to see the abundance that is already there before you can possibly let more in.
Now, dreaming of just bread and water? Look, this isn't about punishment. It's an invitation. Your soul is asking you to fast. Not from food, no. A fast from the noise, from the obligations, from all the ambitions that are not absolutely essential. It's a call to get radically simple, to strip everything back and remember what you truly need to survive.
And finally, if you dream that bread is a gift, something just given to you, this is a message of deep, unconditional, ancestral love. It's the love from everyone who came before you, being poured directly into your life. It is already yours. You do not have to earn this, you do not have to repay it, you only have to receive it.
So let's boil this all down. Your dreams are not random, they are not just psychic noise, they are a diagnosis of your life, they are an instruction for what to do next. Think of it like a direct order from your soul about what has to change. You've heard the message. You have the instruction. So the question is no longer what your dream means. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Part 3. We've talked about what it all means. Now, we talk about the work. Look, you've read the interpretations. You get it. You know what dreaming of bread is all about. But knowing is not enough. It's time to actually do something. Action is required right now, this week. Because that hunger you're feeling, it's not just going to magically disappear. It's time you learn how to feed yourself. So let's get into the practices that are actually going to change your life. Okay, first up, this one is for the spiritually hungry woman. The one who looks around at her life and can't help but ask, is this it? Is this all there is? If that's you, you need to listen closely to this. And let me be perfectly clear about this. This practice isn't just a suggestion, it's the absolute foundation. If you skip this, nothing else we're about to talk about is going to stick. This is the starting line. So here's what you're gonna do. Every morning before you eat anything, you're gonna stop. Just pause for 60 seconds. And you're gonna ask out loud, what am I actually hungry for today that food cannot give me? Then you write down the single word that bubbles up. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's rest, maybe it's honesty. Put that word on a sticky note and stick it somewhere you'll see it all day. This tiny 2-minute act starts to do something massive. It teaches you to finally tell the difference between what your body needs and what your soul is starving for. And that soul hunger, that's what's driving all the destructive patterns. All right, practice number 2. This is for the overthinker, the woman whose brain is like a hamster on a wheel that just will not stop. We have got to talk about your dreams. Here's the deal. Every single night, your dreams are delivering raw, unfiltered intelligence directly to you. It's the kind of information your waking mind is just too defended, too busy, too distracted to ever let in. So every morning you wake up and forget what you dreamt, you're literally letting genius slip through your fingers. You're wasting it. So for the next 30 days, we're going to capture it. Put a notebook, a real one, not your phone, by your bed. The second you wake up from a dream about bread or hunger, you write down 3 sentences. That's it. Then you finish this sentence. In this dream, I felt blank because in my waking life, I am not getting enough blank. After a month, you're going to see right there in your own handwriting the exact places your soul is being starved. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now this practice, this is for the woman who feels totally and completely alone, even when she's in a room full of people. This isn't just some small problem. I'm telling you, this is an emergency. Let's not sugarcoat this. Chronic isolation is as dangerous to your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This is not a metaphor. This is medicine. This is a neurobiological fact. There's a reason this ritual is ancient. It's because it works. Once a week, every single week, you are going to share a real meal at a table with another human being. No phones, no agenda. The only point is the other person. You ask them, how are you really? And then you shut up and you listen. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I have no one, then listen to me. Finding that one person is now your most urgent priority. That's where you start. Okay, let's talk to the chronic warrior, to the woman who is living in a constant low-grade terror of what might go wrong, of what she doesn't have enough of. This one is for you. Living in a scarcity mindset is like a slow death. It's a prison with no bars, because you're the one who built it, which also means you're the one holding the key. This audit, this is the key. This is how you get your life back. So here's how you begin. You are going to list every single not enough belief you carry. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough love, not enough talent, all of it. Then, for each one, figure out how old you were when that belief was born. We're not doing this to blame anyone. We're doing it to understand. And finally, and this part is non-negotiable, you're going to write down 3 pieces of cold, hard, present-day evidence that prove that old story is a lie. You have to interrogate the story before you can dismantle it. This is for the chronic giver. You know who you are, the woman who would give away her last slice of bread and then have the audacity to call it a virtue. It's time for a serious reality check. Let's just reframe this right now. Running yourself into the ground for others, giving from a place of total depletion, that is not noble. It's not generosity. It is a crisis. And it hurts you, and it actually hurts the very people you're trying to help.
For 1 week, just 1 week, you're going to be a data analyst of your own life. Get a notebook. Make 2 columns. On one side, given. Track every single time you give something away. Your time, your energy, your support, your money, your attention. On the other side, received. Track every time you genuinely receive something back. Care, rest, support, pleasure, real nourishment. At the end of that week, you look at the ratio. If your given column is 3 times bigger than your received column, you are in a state of chronic depletion. This is not sustainable. This is a flashing red light telling you that corrective action has to be taken and it has to start today. And finally, this is for the overwhelmed woman, the one who is doing absolutely everything for everyone else and is slowly, quietly disappearing in the process. I need you to hear this. You are not exhausted because you are weak. You are exhausted because your life is literally structured for everyone else to thrive except you. This is not a personal failure. It is a structural problem and it demands a structural solution. So this week, you are conducting an audit of your life. List every single commitment you have. Then go down the list and label each one. Is it life-giving, neutral, or draining? Now look at that D column. Just look at it. Pick one thing. Just one. And this week, you begin your exit. You don't need to ask permission. You need to get your life back. The philosopher Simone Weil, she died at 34. And a big part of why she died was self-neglect. This idea that her own hunger was less important than everyone else's. Her short life leaves us with this devastating question. What if the most radical act of love isn't to burn yourself out for other people, but simply to remain, to stay? That dream you're having about bread, it's your soul asking you to remain. It's begging you to be fed, to be nourished, to be fully and vibrantly alive. The world does not get better when you are exhausted. It needs you nourished. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it? Feed yourself first. Everything else follows from there.